Assalamu alaikum and welcome. In this lesson, we'll learn how to make a simple nominal sentence in Arabic while paying attention to the relationship between its words and identifying the grammatical case of each word. Now, an Arabic nominal sentence has two main parts, the subject and the predicate, and they're both nouns. So, a simple nominal sentence has two basic nouns in it, and it should start with a noun. So remember, in Arabic we read from right to left. So this here is the first word in the sentence and it's a noun. So this here is the subject. And then comes the predicate, which is usually the second word in the sentence. Here is a complete Arabic sentence with its two basic nouns. It reads الطالب مؤدب. الطالب مؤدب. Now, when building Arabic sentences, you don't really need to focus on word order as in other languages. Even though in an Arabic nominal sentence, you should start with a noun, yes, but word order isn't as important. What you really need to focus on are two things. A, the relationship between words, and B, the grammatical case of each word. Now, what does the relationship between its words mean? The relationship between words means, do they agree with each other? So are they both masculine? Are they both plural? Or is one plural and the second one singular? Is one definite and the other one is definite? So you focus on the relationship between these words. Do they agree with each other or not? And secondly, the grammatical case. What is the grammatical case? This is the sign that appears in the end of the word. So this can change in any word. So it's if it ends with a dhamma, it's in the nominative case. If it ends with a fatha, it's another case, the accusative case. So this is very important in Arabic. The first thing, which is the relationship between the words, and secondly, the grammatical case of words. In a nominal sentence, what happens here in a nominal sentence, that these two nouns, the subject and the predicate, they do not agree with each other. It should be that the subject should be definite and the predicate is indefinite, so it's the opposite. The subject, of course, should be definite because now this is the stem of the sentence. This is the base of the sentence. And you're giving information about this subject. So we're talking about الطالب, the student. So you need to know who you're talking about or what you're talking about. It has to be definite. So it's a noun, but it should be a definite noun. So the student, we know what student we're talking about, and we're giving information about him, which is what the predicate does. So we're giving information about a definite noun. And the predicate, it doesn't matter in this case, definite or indefinite. So definite in this case, how would we know that the subject is definite? It's attached to alif lam. In this case, this is the definite article in Arabic, al, meaning the. So at-talib here is definite, but mu'addabun here isn't. So definite and indefinite. And concerning the grammatical case of each word, the subject should end with a dhamma, so it's in the nominative case, and the same thing with the predicate. Also, it should end with a dhamma, so it's also in the nominative case. So we said first, the relationship between words in a nominal sentence, the subject should be definite, and the predicate is the opposite, is indefinite. And as for the grammatical cases, both of them should end with a dhamma, and so they're both in the nominative case. Say we want to expand the sentence. So we want to add words to give additional meaning to the sentences. In this case now here, we want to add an adjective to the sentence. We want to describe the subject, at-talib. We want to describe it. Now remember, when we're building sentences, what we need to focus on is A, the relationship between words, and B, the grammatical case. So if we add an adjective, where would we place it? Yes, we'd place it right after the noun it describes. So if we want to describe the subject, we attach it right after it. And the relationship between them, what is the relationship between them here? Yes, L and L here. Yes, so they both should agree with each other. So if the subject is definite, its adjective should indeed be definite. If the subject is singular, طالب means one student, and مجتهد also should be also in the singular format, and so on. So this is here the relationship between these words. As for the grammatical case, also it follows, the adjective follows the nouns it describes. So as long as the subject ends with a dhamma, the adjective also should end with a dhamma. Here reads الطالب المجتهد مؤدب. الطالب المجتهد مؤدب. The hard-working student is well behaved. Now, what if I want to expand this sentence even further? So I add a conjunction and its coordinated noun. Okay, so this here is a conjunction wa, meaning and, with a noun right after it. And I'm actually attaching it to the predicate. So remember, the hardworking student is well behaved, مؤدب, وناجح, and successful. So he is well behaved and successful. I'm attaching this noun to the predicate. So when I'm expanding sentences, I need to focus on the relationship between sentences and then the grammatical case. So the relationship between a conjunction and its coordinated noun, that if these should agree with each other, just like the adjective with the noun it's describing. The same thing here, they should agree with each other. So if this one is indefinite, remember no L, the noun after it also should be indefinite. And as for the grammatical case, if this noun here, the predicate ends with a dhamma, and here it's a double dhamma, so the noun that follows it also should end with a dhamma, and in this case, a double dhamma. If I wanted to expand the sentence even more, so I've already described the subject, الطالب المجتهد, and I've added additional information about the subject. Remember, the predicate is giving information about the subject. So I've already said that this hardworking student is مؤدب وناجح. He's well behaved and successful. I want to now add a prepositional phrase which gives information about the location of what we're talking about. So what am I going to do? I'm going to add it in the end. So here the prepositional phrase here is في المدرسة. في المدرسة, in the school. So فيه is a preposition and there's a noun that follows it. A preposition is always followed by a noun because we're talking about a location here. Now notice in here that the ending sign in the prepositional phrase is a kasra. So this is totally different. Remember, everything before that carries a dam or dhamma. It's in the nominative case. But here, this here ends with a kasra. So every prepositional phrase ends with a kasra. A preposition, then a noun ending with a kasra. And so it's like a detached. This phrase here is detached from anything before it. And this is the case of the prepositional phrase. The complete sentence here, and remember, we start from right to left. So we started with the subject and its predicate. They don't agree, they're definite and indefinite. الطالب مؤدب. And then we describe the subject, which should agree, the adjective should agree with the subject, with the noun it's describing. So we said الطالب المجتهد مؤدب. We gave additional information, so the predicate is not only مؤدب. We said he's مؤدب وناجح, additional information. And then we finally ended with a prepositional phrase which explains the location of the information we're giving. And you notice it has a totally different case, grammatical case, so it's in the genitive case. So you see this is an example of a nominal sentence put together with two different grammatical cases. Take another example with a subject with a predicate. So this sentence reads العلم نعمة. العلم نعمة. Knowledge is a blessing. So the relationship between these words is the subject is definite and the predicate is indefinite. And they both have a dhamma in the end, in the nominative case. And here the subject ends with a dhamma and the predicate also is in the nominative case. It ends with a dhamma. I want to add information about the subject, which is the role of the predicate. It gives information about the subject. So I add a word that's attached to the predicate and agrees with it in all the cases. See, this is indefinite and so is here nur. And this here ends with a tanween, dhamma, double dhamma. This also the same, follows it in the same way. So we say al-ilmu ni'matun wa nurun. To expand the sentence even more, so I'm adding an adjective to the subject. I want to describe the subject. So I say العلم النافع. العلم النافع. نافع here means useful. And so if it's attached to the subject, it should agree with it. And the adjective should agree with the noun it describes. So if the subject is definite, here it's attached to al, so should the adjective be. So even in English, if we say knowledge or useful knowledge, it's not definite at all, but in Arabic, it should be according to these rules. So the sentence reads, العلم النافع نعمة ونور. To add another bit to the sentence, which is the prepositional phrase, it's min Allah, min Allah. From Allah. So where is that coming from? It's coming from Allah. Useful knowledge is from Allah. Useful knowledge is a blessing and it's a light. It's from Allah. Take a third example for a nominal sentence. There are these two nouns, the subject and the predicate. السماء صافية. السماء صافية. So it's definite, and here the predicate is indefinite. They both end with a dhamma at the end of it. The grammatical case is in the nominative case. السماء صافية means the sky is clear. Add a sentence and add an adjective. I want to describe the subject. So it should agree, the adjective should agree with the noun it follows. So it becomes السماء الزرقاء. السماء الزرقاء. Alif lam here and alif lam also here, while the predicate does not own a noun. So it becomes السماء الزرقاء صافية. The blue sky is clear. And the sentence even more and add a prepositional phrase. In this case, it talks about the time of the sentence. So the blue sky is clear when في النهار, in the day, meaning during the day. في النهار. The sentence becomes السماء الزرقاء صافية في النهار. And add also a coordination to the sentence, and this coordination it's going to be attached to the predicate, so it should agree with it. So if صافية, clear, is indefinite, وجميلة also should be the same. So you see, and they both agree in the grammatical case, the endings of these words. So it becomes السماء الزرقاء صافية وجميلة في النهار.